I'm gonna leave this because I like it. S for stressful. This place has 2 entrances, one up a hill, one down a hill. My sat nav kept insisting that it sends me to the one down the hill, where in fact I needed the other one. I drove around and around the botanical gardens. It was getting dark. It started pouring with rain. I get here and they're like, there's no car park reservation for you. And I was like, yes, there is. And I showed them and they were like, oh yeah, sorry. What was your name? And I said, Jenny Simmons. Took me in. And then I see I've been charged for 4 nights and I'm only here for 3. So I was like, can we sort that out before I go and claim my car parking space? And she goes, Jenny, you're never going to believe this. I was like, probably not. But I saw it with my own eyes. There are 2 Jenny Simmonses booked in. One of them staying for 4 nights and one of them staying for 3 nights. I spell mine JenniSimmonds. She spells hers JennySemmends. And they've muddled up our bookings, so they had my phone number and her email address. And I'm now in her room, but they've said, don't worry about it, just stay there, because she hasn't turned up yet. She can have yours. And now I'm here, and I feel like I'm about a half an hour walk away from anywhere where I can get a decent meal. Woohoo! I can't go to the paths of the dead. Which is a funny sentence I thought I'd never say. There's been a landslip between the car park and the pinnacles. It's unsafe and also you just can't get there. Alas, no transparent green army for me today. But I'm going to take the car as I've got it and I'm going to find Rivendell because why wouldn't you? And then I'm going to find Isengard pre-industry, so the park that they used. And then I've got to drop the car back. I had an angry phone call from reception saying, you haven't returned your car fob. And I was like, it's because my car is still in the car park. You told me no time limits. Maybe they thought I was the other Jenny Simmons. I found Rivendell. There's my little blue car parked by the public toilets. This is the entrance to Rivendell. I'm not even joking. I love doing stuff like this on my own. Just let all of the nerd out. Here we go. Oh, I see Elvish. I just find it so strange that we're on the other side of the world from Oxford, where Tolkien created this language. And here's some Sindarin. It's Tengwa script, Sindarin. Tol, hello. Padir sen badan in ladris. Welcome to Rivendell. Okay, so obviously it's not Rivendell, but I've been told there's various like scenes and signs around that'll tell me where they constructed the set. But I mean, technically I'm in Rivendell. And no one's here. Just me. Look, they literally built it in these trees. Here's a map that they've done. You are here. And then they've like numbered the trees. So you can see, so this is tree 119. This is tree 119. So you just have to, I guess like that bit in the film where Arwen kind of sees stuff through the woods. You've got to imagine that all of this new growth is cleared away and that here's the set. Here's where they built it. I'm standing where they built Frodo's bedroom in Rivendell when he comes out and looks out across the balcony. They built the set right here where I'm standing. And then they CGI'd all of the waterfalls and everything in. I'm such a nerd. I've got to keep it together, man. Oh my god. I'm leaning against a Rivendell tree. All is right with the world. I've just spotted something. Shut up. Shut up. Stop it. Oh my god. No way. No way. Mordor, Gandalf, left or right? Left. again. I'm crying again. I'm crying because my 14-year-old self was so in love with these films and with everyone in them, and it was like her happy place and her escape, and I'm actually here on my own, being a nerd, just allowing myself to be silly and childish and walk through Rivendell. This is so important. Everyone should do this. Find that thing that made your childhood and go and find it if you can. I'm like, look, this is where Elrond's house was. This is where it was. This is where all of that fantastical, magical stuff happened. God, I'm gonna go round again. Here it is, I found it. This is the Orlando Bloom tree. Oh my God, 14-year-old Jenny, calm yourself. I actually remember drawing these roots. He stood right here. I'm gonna have to go stand there. Hello, I'm Orlando Bloom. Don't mind me, I'm just chilling in Rivendell. I've got Legolas's tree, I've got the river, I've got the archway, and through there was Elrond's house, and over there was Frodo's bedroom, and there was Bilbo's little pathway, and up there in those woods was Aragorn and Arwen's bridge. And they just built it all here, building around the nature that was already here, and then when they were done, they just took it all away as if they'd never been here, like real elves. The only exception being this archway, but that isn't the actual one. It is a half-scale archway, but it's standing where it actually stood. It's my favourite. Hobbiton and Rivendell and Edoras are those three places, and actually Minas Tirith, are the four places in my mind from these books that feel real. Don't laugh at me. I am. And to actually be in a couple of them. Because Edoras, it didn't really feel like Edoras because there were so many people around, everyone was excited and talking, and you could kind of see camper vans on the road, and it didn't really feel in it. Hobbiton, I felt completely immersed, even though there were loads of people around, because we were all so like, oh my god, this is real. Rivendell, there is no one here now. They have gone. It's just me and the river and the trees in this magical, amazing place. This is really special, and I'm glad I had time to come and do this properly. I'd have been really rushing if I'd have done the pinnacles. Oh, I'm so lucky. I just need to look at this tree again. I wish I still had the drawing. It was so bad. I did the tree quite well, but I just couldn't draw figures. So I could draw his clothes and I could shade it all really nicely, but then his face and his hands were just like... Shows how much time has passed. So when the films were done, this tree was standing and is in the films. And it was only 20 years ago, but it looks like it's been here for about 100 years. Nature's crazy, eh? I can hear the music. Doodle-doo, doodle-doo. Like Legolas runs down the steps that went down this bank here, and you don't realise how much something is like etched into your consciousness until you're in the place where it happened, and you realise you can literally remember every frame, every piece of music, every line. Oh my god, there's the picture. That is what I tried to draw. Bye, Elrond. I have to leave. Even though there was nothing left of the set, this was one of the closest places I felt to Middle-earth. I don't know why. There's just an energy around it that feels very nice. And I will miss it, and I hope to come back. And just like that, you're back in the real world. That's one thing that surprised me about a lot of these locations, is it's all camera trickery, but it makes you feel when you watch the film like you're really in the middle of nowhere. But if you just move the camera like 5 inches to the right, there's a road, In fact, in some instances, it's since been pointed out to me that in a lot of the shots, they forgot to digitally remove the roads and the paths, like the access tracks. They're just there in the film, so I'm going to be looking out for them now. Like, for example, Mavora Lakes, where they filmed that whole beautiful scene with the I'm going to Mordor alone and the time that's given to us and all of that. There's a massive great bloody car park like right there, and what you don't see is when Sam's running towards Frodo, he's actually running across a road, but you can only see the top. You know, they edit it so well where he's running through the trees and then he's reaching Frodo, but in reality Sean Astin would have had to have run across the road like this. It's crazy. This is probably the weirdest one so far. Welcome, my lords, to Isengard. It really is just a public park. Well, I can report back that Isengard's public toilets are very disappointing, but this, oh my god, I actually do recognise it. This is crazy. This is Isengard. Right here. Yeah, it was right here. Right, let's retrace their steps. So Isengard is somewhere here, up here, and they like put a path in here. In fact, you can kind of see where the grass is slightly darker. I think that's where, yes, you can. Yeah, so they put a path in along there, and then there's this bit where Gandalf and Saruman are like walking and talking, chatting wizard stuff, and then the camera's sort of here following, like going backwards. But what Ian McKellen, or as everyone in New Zealand calls him, Ian McClellan, and Christopher Lee could see was this. A bench, public loos, and a playground. They make the viewers so lost in that world that they're creating, but they can see just like a very normal, regional, local park. You can just see them, can't you, walking? I'm the camera. This is the first scene where I can't actually remember the lines that they say. Oh, your love of the halfling's leaf? Is it that scene? I think it is. Right, well that's Harcourt Park. This is Isengard, pre-industry. I'm going back to my car, which is just there, just up this hill. And they had the pillars coming up here, and giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, and here would be Isengard. It's really made me interested in the role of a location scout. What kind of imagination must you have? You must be so creative, and so, because I'm here and I just see a very nice park. I just find it so odd that they can walk into these places and go, yes, this is where we'll make our film. This screams Middle Earth. One thing Saruman does provide is bin bags for your dog's waste. Oh, that's the last time I'm going to drive in New Zealand. It's been a real journey. From the first day, like, utter panic and terror. Thankfully only having to drive 3 minutes. Second day, nearly passing out. Took me that whole first 3 days to just be comfortable coming to a stop. Today, I've been driving around Wellington feeling like I didn't feel like I was on holiday. I felt like I not lived here, but I felt really comfortable. The harbour, all the water was beautiful. I was listening to like a local radio station, and their music obviously is like 10-15 years behind us, but you know, that meant I knew all the songs. And just like I was able to be like, oh no, I need to go this way because that's where the hotel is, because I went right past the Copthorne. And then I was like, then the Windy Wellington sign's going to come up, and there's Miramar, and there's the airport, there's the stadium, that's where they did the all of the cries for the Urukai and stuff. I was just like, I've retained a lot, and I felt like Wellington is somewhere I could, if I ever did settle here, which I don't think I will, but if I ever did, I think I'd want to live in Wellington because it's pretty central, it's nicer, it feels much nicer than Auckland. But by car, the Suzuki Swift was rubbish. I can't remember what one I had first, but this one was pants. compared to the car I had first. The acceleration was awful. I felt like every time I turned around a corner it was just gonna tilt. But really proud of myself for driving in a strange country with a strange gear stick. Now I don't want to go back to a manual.